Hi, my name is Bridget Gulak, and I'm going to be giving a speech on tips for effective listening. I would like to start off with a question that we can all ask ourselves. Do we listen as well as we think we do? I believe that listening is something that we learn, not something that happens naturally. I would like to inform my classmates about 3 effective ways to listen to others. And I hope that your understanding of how to effectively listen can be represented through these 3 tips. The 3 tips that we are going to cover are 1. Look the person speaking in the eye. 2. Actively listen. And 3. Offer feedback. This brings us to our first tip. Look the person speaking in the eye. Eye contact is important because it lets the other person know that we care about what they are saying. It shows that person that we are interested. Eye contact establishes or accomplishes more than we realize. Our eyes often say words for us without us even verbally communicating. Jody Schulz from Michigan State University on December 31st, 2012 wrote, "Consider for a moment using eye contact to show empathy, concern for others, to manage feelings, or to help with communication. Eye contact is vital during a conversation because it's a mode of communication that shows emotion or interest." As we heard from what Jody said, our eyes communicate emotion and empathy, which really emphasizes the interest and the care that we have for the other person that is speaking. This brings us to our second tip. Actively listen. What does it mean to actively listen? Griffin and Wood, in their book Dynamics of Communication, write, "The act of listening is an active but not necessarily natural process. When listening, we must focus, attempt to understand, and respond to what others are saying." I think that one way we can actively listen well is through body language. A bad example of body language would be walking away from someone who is speaking to you, like walking away into the other room. I believe, because I know that I do this, and I believe many of us do this as well, we'll be listening to someone talking, walk out of the room, and call back over our shoulder, "I'm still listening." But this action is very bad body language. We should be in the same room with the person who is speaking to us. In fact, we should be really sitting next to them. This shows that we care about what the person is saying, and this way we can easily offer feedback. Which brings us to our third and last point/tip. Offer feedback. When we offer feedback, it shows that we understand what the other person is saying. It shows that we care about what the other person is saying. It shows that we listened. Griffin and Wood, in their book Dynamics of Communication, talk about a concept called confirming. They write about confirming: listening in order to recognize, acknowledge, and express value for another person is the process of confirming. The process of confirming lets others know that you are paying attention and acknowledging their message. So, when we offer feedback, we respond. We repeat what the other person is saying. We maybe even agree with what the person is saying. We give them advice as well. All of these things are an example of confirming. All of these things help the other person know that they are being listened to, and it involves us in the process of the communication that's happening. It helps us listen very well. This brings us to our conclusion. I hope that your understanding of how to effectively listen was represented through the 3 tips that we covered. We talked about the importance of looking the person speaking in the eye. Then we talked about actively listening. And then we talked about offering feedback. I learned from this speech that listening is not something that happens naturally. It is something that we learn. It's something that we must teach ourselves. And it's something that every day through all the conversations that we encounter, we can work on listening well. So now I hope that you can use these tips and take them with you in your everyday life. Thank you.